Hi, this is Ty from Same Day Hot Water. Today we're going to be going over condensing versus non-condensing technology. Is it really worth it for your household? So here I've got three fairly common hot water heaters. I've got a B26, I've got an Enviro 26, and I've also got what's called a Dux Condensing 26. Other than that, there's not too many other condensing models out there on the market. There is a model called a Therman C7. We don't really deal in it too often, but there is also that model as well. From here, we've got a 6 or a 6.1 star gas efficiency for the B26 and Infinity as well. We have a 7-star gas efficiency for the Enviro 26. And then for the Dux Condensing 26 litre, we have a 6.7 star gas efficiency. So there's not a huge amount of difference between the Dux Condensing and the Enviro in regards to gas efficiency. Okay, the other one that you need to consider is the price tag. Okay, so B26, we're looking at, let's say, the mid 700s to high 700s for one of these models. The Enviro, we're looking around the $1,700 sort of mark for one of these models. And then the Dux Condensing Continuous Flow, we're looking at just over $1,000 for this heater. In regards to economy for running costs, okay, the B26, there is actually a megajoule use on the left-hand side of the heater that gives us how many megajoules the heater will actually use over a 1 year period. Now this is obviously for a regular household. The more hot water you use, the more gas you're going to use, obviously. Okay, but I've worked things out. The Rinnai B26 is going to be using about $513 per annum, whereas Enviro is going to be using $454 per annum, and the Dux Condensing Continuous Flow is going to be using $476 per annum. So from there you can work out what your initial outlay is and from when you'll get the return on your money. For the Dux Condensing 26, that's about a 4-year return, maybe 3-year return. The Enviro is obviously a fair bit longer than that. We're now going to go over the differences between a regular continuous flow and a condensing continuous flow and how they differ between each other. Okay, so we're going to go over the differences now. We've got the Rinnai B26/Infinity here. We've got a printed circuit board, got a heat exchanger, we've got a burner here as well as a couple of igniters. We've got a fan and a water servo valve in here. Then we go over to our Infinity Enviro product, which is a 7-star product as I mentioned before. It's got all those components, but one additional thing. Up here we have a condensate tube. So one of the byproducts of this additional efficiency is it's going to produce a lot more condensation. So this is just water vapor out of the air, but we need to discharge that water vapor somewhere. So this condensation tube runs down and then it goes into this little pot here. Okay, now what's this little pot? It's a dosing pot or a chalk pot, and that actually neutralizes the acidity of the flue gas, of the condensation with the flue gases. So this will allow you to drain it to a garden bed or something like that, where it's not going to have too many issues because we've taken the acidity out of the water that's from this condensation. Okay, then we go over to our Dux Condensing Continuous Flow. Again, same sort of thing, different setup because it's a different brand. Because we've got our printed circuit board more at the front here. Okay, but same principle again. We have a condensation tube which goes into our chalk dosing pot, and then our condensate line that runs out the bottom there. So you will need to run that to a different position. The other thing to consider with these heaters when they're going into recess boxes as well with the condensing range is you need to bring your point up to drain this condensation out somewhere. If it's in a recess box, you don't want it just dripping straight into the bottom of the recess box because then it's going to make a mess, obviously. So just get rid of that condensation and put it to a point where it's not going to cause any issues. So if you ever need a hot water heater supplied, installed or serviced, give us a phone call here at Same Day Hot Water on 1300 721 996 or visit samedayhotwaterservice.com.au.